Look who we got with us. Why don't you welcome him in, your four-year teammate.
What's up,
Bernsey,
big guy?
20 years in the league. You didn't learn how to use a laptop. I love it.
Oh, it's because I'm not on the laptop. I got to get off of it.
You got to get off it. You meat and potatoes guy. Buddy, I love it. You figured it out? They helped you out?
It was, yeah, I needed some help with it. You know how it is.
Hey, well, Bernsey, thanks for popping on here, man. I don't know if you've seen this, players only, but it's not the negative players only. Like when we kick the coaches out and all that stuff, that's always like negative Nancy stuff. Like this is positive Pete stuff here. We're just going to be happy, and we want to kind of get to know the player a little bit more, let the fans know. But I got a little story. You know, you and I never really crossed paths. We played against each other. But I was playing in Minnesota. And I don't know if you remember this. It was, so a number of years back, probably like 20.
Don't date yourself.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I shouldn't say when it was. Maybe 2013, 2014. I'm playing for the Wild. We're down in Tampa. We're across the hall in one of the auxiliary rooms, and we're foam rolling. And there's like four of us, you know, in a circle, foam rolling. And all of a sudden, this snake comes through the room, right in between us, all foam rolling. And we're like, holy, you know what? And like, we're like standing up, and I'm bad with snakes. We know your love for animals, and you love snakes and all different types of animals. I remember sitting there thinking, I'm like, how the hell did a snake get in the locker room at the arena here, at Emily Arena? And our trainer, Matt Benz, shout out Benzie, he's like, I'm going to send it to Bernsey, and we're going to find out if this thing. So he took a picture. Do you remember this? He took a picture, and he said he sent it to you, and you gave us back this whole soliloquy of, you know, the head shape shows. Do you remember this?
The whole genus.
I do remember, yeah.
And it was not poisonous, so we weren't concerned.
No. Yeah. I'm sure they get a lot of food in those rinks. It's like you go to rinks like Old Joe Louis there, and it was a lot of groceries there for snakes.
What kind of got you into it? Was it like, because, you know, everybody kind of has heard tales of how
I was actually just terrified of
animals. What's that?
Yeah, I was terrified of snakes, and you know, I think when I was young, I needed something to kind of get away from the game and be able to relax post game and wind down a little bit. And I started getting into lizards, and you know, it was the only kind of pet you could have that when you go on the road, they would survive. They would be okay. You couldn't have a dog or a cat. It made a lot, like a dog or cat would make it hard. You're going on the road all the time. So started with lizards and snakes, and yeah, it was, it really helped me.
Well, you got now you got the ranch. We won't give the location of that, obviously, because all the seekers will be asking you for autographs and stuff like that. But we know you got the ranch. Like, what's been like your favorite animal so far in the ranch? You got a plethora of animals. So it's like, what's been your favorite and hardest to deal with?
No, we love them all. I think the elk is just such a special animal. Zebra obviously are pretty cool. Most people, you know, that's pretty cool to see them for the first time. But we really love them all. I think they're all so unique, and you know, really makes the time away from the rink a lot more special, a lot of great family time. And it's, yeah, it's been huge for not only me, but the whole family.
So how does the naming rights go to these animals? Is it like a family affair? You guys sit around or do you give like, you know, different family members choices?
Yeah, they live pretty wild. It's not like a pet.
Okay.
Depends which one you're eating.
Yeah.
That's it. Depends which one you're eating.
Yeah, it's a little different there. I mean, some of them will have names, but even then it's, you know, it is kind of tough when, you know, at the end they are usually on the dinner plate, so it's a little different.
I love how quietly you said that. You're like, don't offend anyone, but say, hey man, so he's doing it the right way.
Hey, we all eat it. We all eat it, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, there's nothing better. It's the hunting lifestyle has been it's been great for our family. I think, you know, I've always said it's, you know, we always talk, you know, all three of us grew up playing hockey. You know, you have those special talks with your dad on the drive there, your mom on the way to the rink or back. You know, those are your special times. And, you know, I think in today's world, it's kind of hard to get those. So for me, sitting in a hunting blind or in a tree with my kids, and there's just nothing better. It's you have amazing communication. It's special time, and makes every meal special after that hunt too. So it's been a great thing for us.
You mentioned your dad, and who I absolutely love, and I had a great talk about special talk. I had a special talk with him on one of the dad trips we show up to the rink, and the dad's trip is started. It's like the first day. So I get there a little bit early, which was a rare occurrence sometimes when I was young. So I get up and I'm like, I got to get on the bike and warm up for practice. It's like the music's blasting upstairs, and I start walking up the stairs, and Burnsy's dad is on the bike, sweating, no shirt on, with the drumsticks in his hand, and he's playing the drums, sprinting on the bike. And I'm like walking up, and I'm like, oh, Mr. Burns, like, good to meet you. He's like, hey, what's up, buddy? He's got the headphones. How you doing? How's everything going? I'm good. I'm like, what do you got going on here? He's like, it's just sometimes. He's like, I'm ripping on the bike. He's like, I'm feeling it. He's like, I need to just, play a drum set. He's like, sometimes it's going, the more I'm biking, he goes, it turns from a 3-piece drum set to a 12-piece, and he goes, I'm just ripping on it. And his dad is like one of the greatest. So I love that you.
Hey, I remember actually with Todd, because Todd was doing a meeting, and
yes,
you could hear my old man up there just slamming the handlebars of the bike, and he's like, Burnsy, can you tell your dad we got a meeting down here? Like, he still does it. He's in Carolina now, and still drumming.
Oh, that's so good, man. So good.
Well, I was going to say my second question is, he said he does the hunting, but my other good story is, you still got that tattoo, the cheetah tattoo, or what?
Yeah, yeah, they got
That's one of the all-time great stories.
Yeah, I never really said where it was, but I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. But we were in a zoo
Get him in trouble.
Yeah. We were in it was like kind of across from the zoo. It was like a behind the scenes thing that the zoo had, and they had a bunch of cheetahs there, and we went back there to hang out with them and get some pictures, and I see some animals up close, and it was cold, so I was wearing a sweater, and the people in charge there were like, oh, she's completely friendly, like, you can go take a picture with her, put your arm around her, and we'll get a picture. And as I did it, she just turned and smoked me in the ribs. And they knocked her off the table, and we're like, whoa, what's going on? And I was like, they're like, are you all right? And I said, I actually don't know. I'm like, I got smoked by this cheetah. And they're like, well, I was wearing like a wool sweater. And they're like, oh, we should have told you to take that off, because sometimes the wool has that, like, just enough in it still that can turn their predatory instincts on. And
oh my God,
I was lucky. I got smoked by that thing. And Jumbo was just dying in the background.
Thornton was
Whitey was there. It was awesome.
You came into the rink the next day. You're like, and it's so funny, so casual, just like that. He's like, hey, it's got hammered by a cheetah. It's like, I think I'm making a tattoo. We're like sitting in the room like, you did what? He's like, I'm with the cheetah, and he just took a piece out of me. And then you got
it turned into a tattoo.
Razor. Yeah, I said to Razor, I said, hey, do I need to take anything, or like, do I need to get a shot or something? Like, he's like, well, what happened? I said, I got bit by a cheetah. He's like, what? Yeah, I was.
Wait, hold on. Did you get swiped by a cheetah or bit by a cheetah?
No, it bit me. It bit me. Yeah, it just turned and bit me right on the ribs. Just smoked me.
Do you have that?
But let go right away.
You still have a tight body. Do you have that tattoo, or what? Did you show it, or did you cover it?
No, it's on my back. I get the cheetah head on the back.
We'll keep it.
That's so good, man.
What
a story.
We'll let you get back day in first.
Hey,
he's got a million of them.
I love that, man. I love that stuff. And you know what? The one thing with you, too, it's like, again, from a distance and talking to guys, it's like, have you always just been comfortable in your skin like this? You know, I remember coming to the NHL, and I was like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I want to make sure this and that. But I really envy the guys who came in and they're just themselves, man. It seems like were you always like that? Is it from your pops, or where'd you get that?
No. I've said it before, but I can't say enough about Joe Thornton. I mean, playing with Jumbo really enabled all of us, all of his teammates he just had such an unbelievable personality and work ethic, and obviously he's a legend of the game. So all those three things, it just enabled everybody else to be themselves, because he was so crazy and had so much fun at the rink that, like, even if we were having so much fun, it was not like Jumbo. Like, he was the loudest. He was always laughing. He was always, like, he's just such a special character and special guy. And, I just really, he did so much for me and helped me so much. And, I think that's really enabled me to be myself. And then things started going well, and it just kind of stayed. And it's way more fun to be at the rink and have that laughter with your teammates and joke around. And, I think it makes it easier to play for longer too, if you're not as stressed out too. So
yeah, I know that feeling.
It's hard enough.
I mean, it's crazy what you say, because everybody that plays with Jumbo is the same thing. you know, when I came in, we were tame compared to Jumbo, even though you're screaming around the room. He'll always one up you, and he just brought that out of guys. And we had such great teams. And if you came into the room and didn't know anything about the team, you'd be like, oh, this is one of the worst teams in the league. Like, they're just like so loose and like, everybody's joking around. But we just, it led to such great like chemistry on the ice and knowing your guys and knowing them on a personal level. And I mean, Burnsy was another guy that I loved meeting because, you know, I always kind of tried to toe the line of like when to be too happy and when to be serious. And he was always like, just be yourself, like be yourself, play your game, which is you. And that's going to shine brighter than, and you're going to play better than if you're constantly like, well, I can't do this. I can't do this. I got to watch what I say. So it's amazing that you brought that up because it's like, he's one of the guys I was going to pump his tires. He's one of the guys that helped me as well coming up.
And you know, hey, and he's one of the mouthier guys I've met too. So you loosen him up quite a bit. No, hey, give us something on
He's
JD.
a special character, this one too.
I didn't need any
help. Piece of work, this guy. I just met him this year, and I love working with him, dude. He's a piece of work, right?
I told him, I said, the only reason I got on here is because the daddy was on here.
Daddy, there's the old nickname. Don't tell people about that. Judas Priest.
No, we had a great group of guys. I mean,
incredible.
And you know, I think like with Jumbo too, even when we all know it, the feeling like if you had a losing streak, you didn't play a good game, the bus is quiet, nobody's talking, everybody's miserable. And I just remember, and I don't know if you were there for it, but when he was at the back of the bus and he's like, boys, we're playing again tomorrow. We're playing in the National Hockey League. There's nothing better. Let's just go. And then
you need that.
It was unbelievable. He's just such a special guy.
Yeah, he'd rip you, but then still put his arm around you and be like, hey, happens to everybody. Like, pick it up. Like, don't feel sorry for yourself, which is like, and you're sitting there and it's like Joe Thornton's like, oh, great. So me and Burns are there and you're just like, oh, he just tore me a strip. And I mean, you started on D with us and then they put him on forward that year with Jumbo.
Yeah.
It was like, how great was that playing with him and him just yelling? That was the loudest line in hockey with them two. And then Hurdle, he's barking at people on the forward check. And Jumbo's like, go get him. They're just laughing on the ice, NHL hockey, and they go get him, Burnsy. And Burnsy's screaming on D-men. It was one of the best years. And I mean, he went back to D after that, but he still lit it up as forward and on D.
Yeah, Jumbo, I was always, our system was I was F1, F2, and F3. And if I got the puck, I just gave it to Jumbo behind the net, and I had to get ready to shoot it.
Oh, dude. I remember you being up at forward, too. I'm like, it's not supposed to look this easy, man.
No, I mean.
No, that was Jumbo. I mean, he made all of his line mates. It was so fun.
Hey, funny, Tomas Hurdle, too, is he's one just from doing this side of it. I sat down with him on a one-on-one a couple years ago. That dude's a character, huh? Like, I remember he had this all red stick, and it was the ugliest stick I've seen. He had this red stick, and I don't remember who
the old CCM.
Yeah, was it the CCM? I don't remember who he was playing with at the time, but I go, what's up with the red stick, whatever? And he's just like, I'll do my best accent I can. He's just like, I do it so they see the red stick, you find me. I right here, look at my stick. You know, and he's just like all happy and like, hey, I get it. So you see red stick, it's me.
He'd always say that on the ice. He'd come to me and I'd be, JD, find me. All right, I'll look for you, buddy. I'll look for you.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I know we had a 10-minute shot clock on you, so we don't want to always overextend. But
I know my Wi-Fi's getting weak over here.
Yeah. What's the meal of choice tonight? What do you got? Steak? You gonna find an elk place or local butcher?
I always big steak, big ribeye.
I found out you're a big ribeye guy. You lay a little fat on there. Oh, ribeye. You do.
Hey, we're joking.
We
were joking. Your early dinner crew. You guys got a?
Yeah, we're like 5:30, 5:45,
like
maybe that's latest I go.
That's a good one. I like early dinner crew on the road.
You have
the
to, because
Normatec
right? I said I called. He's probably got a Normatec. Maybe a little. You probably added Theragun to your routine too. Just a little.
The backpack's jammed with all the tools today. You know.
People used to ask me. He'd have the big camel bag come in. Like, what the hell is in that bag? And I'm like, you wouldn't believe. He's got a whole workout, every workout thing you can think of, every kind of game for the mind, everything for the body. I'm like, there's no wonder he's played that long and 20 NHL seasons. And I mean, bend but don't break. This guy's he's hot. Yeah. Hot as
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
The ribeyes. You need the ribeyes.
Yeah. That's it. Casey Cattle Company, right? That's your.
There's,
That's
Yeah, if I eat beef at home, that's usually what I'm eating. It's a former Ranger started it up, and it's nice. It's they do the bull is a Wagyu bull, but the females are Black Angus, so it's half. So the flavor is unbelievable, but it's not too fatty, you know.
I mean, we're gonna clip that and then send. We're gonna tag KC Cattle.
Yeah,
so
you
start
got
getting-
to.
You probably already get free stuff from him, but we'll
Hey.
get more free stuff with it.
No, I like to support him because he hires all veterans. It's a good
Nice stuff,
good
man.
company.
Hey, well, hey, we appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for letting this guy bring you on here, and we love watching you, dude. Love letting everybody in
No,
a little
thanks,
bit
boys.
on your personality, and keep doing your thing.
I told him
Well,
I have to go work the ranch now.
You do.
He came
Yeah,
on.
Ranch
You
hand.
work the ranch.
You just got a
stuff,
ranch
I'm
hand. You bought yourself some grunt work from
Yeah,
this guy.
couple
Let's
days
go.
he's gonna be leaving.
All right, thanks, Bernsey.
Get you some camo.
coming. Love you, buddy. See you, pal.
Yeah, love you guys too. See you, boys.